Victoria. I'm a mental illness activist, and I have recurrent depression, social phobia, panic disorder, and generalized anxiety disorder. It all started when I was about 9 years old, and I realized I was feeling different than usual. I was always worrying about things, and I couldn't stop worrying. I also noticed that I was starting to feel sad. And I didn't feel like I had a reason to be sad, but I just felt numb. As winter went into spring, though, I realized that these feelings of sadness went away. But then the next year, it happened again. And it would keep happening each year. And it would get worse each year until I reached my ninth grade year, and it was the worst that it had ever been. And at first I tried to ignore it and pretend that it wasn't there. It started very early, at around early December, late November, and it just got worse. I felt like nothing in the world would ever be good again, and that I could never be happy again. And I tried to reach out, but I felt like people didn't understand what I was going through. I started reaching the point that I had suffered for so long that I didn't even really want to live anymore. There came a moment when I realized that I was willing to go through with not living anymore, that I realized that I needed help and I needed it now. So I went to a teacher and I told him about not wanting to live anymore. And long story short, it ended with me in a hospital. In being in a hospital, I felt like I had reached the rock bottom of my life. My grades were in the toilet. I didn't feel like I had many friends either. And I felt like my life wasn't worth living. I felt like I could never be a successful person and that my life was, as of now, officially ruined. I feel like I learned a lot from that experience and that it's actually one of the best things that happened to me because I got to learn about other people. Other people shared their experiences with me, and I finally stopped feeling alone. And I had friends who, despite me being a complete Debbie Downer, still stuck by me. I learned that it's okay to get help. When you're going through mental illness, you need help in order to get through it. It's something that's going on with your brain, and it's totally okay to get help. It's okay to reach out. You need support during this difficult time, and it doesn't make you any less of a person to do that. I got through it with the help of friends. I got through it with the help of therapy and medication. The thing that helped me the most was talking to other people and sharing experiences. And I realized as I started sharing my experiences and speaking out that so many people felt the same way as I did and went through very similar experiences. And it gave people the strength to talk about what they needed to talk about. In my sophomore year, I kept my head low, but I realized that I could still live a happy life even after this had happened to me. I don't want anybody else to feel the way that I felt. And I decided that there were things that I could do. What I found out is that about 80% of people before dying by suicide reach out to others. And these are so many people being told to get over it or being told that they just need to cheer up, and that's not the way to go. We have to be there for them. I feel as if people with mental illness are told too much what they can't do and not enough what they can do. I remember being told by someone, imagine the places you could go if only you didn't have this. And I felt like I was incapable of doing anything with my life. I felt like a lot of people lost their confidence in me as a person and that I was an inferior person because of my experience. Mental illness does not define who I am. People with mental illness need support. They need somebody to listen to them. But overall, they need awareness of their situation because too many people are suffering in silence. Don't be afraid to talk to other people. You can use this experience to be a more empathetic person. In going through this, you're going to need support and you're going to need somebody to listen to you. And that's completely and absolutely okay.